talk in town, and indeed the country, is BBI. BBI. And whether it will meet the same fate as Punguza Mzigo. When Punguza Mzigo was brought into the ring by Ekuru Aukot, we said it was dead on arrival. Not because it was not popular. Indeed, it was much more popular with the Kenyan people than BBI would be. With all its flaws, if Punguza Mzigo had gone to the vote, Kenyans would have passed it, with all its flaws. So the question now is, will BBI meet the same fate? The people who it is assumed and believed planned to maraud, to finish Punguza Mzigo, will they now be on the receiving end? Is the boot on the other foot? I want to save Kenyans a guess. I want to tell Kenyans this morning, as I talk to you, that the BBI will be successful. That BBI and its report and whatever constitutional changes are required will succeed. I'm certain about that. And not because it is good, and not because even Kenyans like it, but it will succeed. But before BBI succeeds, they will have to face a number of challenges. There will be hurdles they will have to get over. One, they will have to deal with the political genius of William Samoei Ruto. Two, they will have to ensure that they isolate William Samoei Ruto by restricting him to Rift Valley. That's a tall order. They will have to tick all the regional boxes. Coast, tick, Joho is there. Upper Eastern, tick. Lower Eastern, Upper Eastern, not quite sure. Lower Eastern, tick because of Kalonzo Musyoka. Nyanza, tick the box. Raila Odinga. Rift Valley, X. Nairobi is tricky and they might need Sonko. Western is tricky because we are not sure where Mudavadi is. And therefore the task for the BBI is to ensure that Mudavadi brings the Western nation into the fold. What remains is a bigger challenge than one might even imagine. Let me explain. Nairobi is a challenge because a majority of the voters in Nairobi now belong to a new nation, to the Hustler nation. Hitherto in this country, we have had only one demography, the demography of tribe. So that the doctor was only a doctor before he entered a polling station. When the professor entered the polling station, ndani ya hiyo gunia, akiweka tick, he was a Luo. When a Luya engineer entered the polling booth, he no longer was an engineer. He was a Luya voter. But for the first time in this country, some wind of change is blowing in Kenya that is creating a new demography. The demography of the so-called Hustler nation. Increasingly, there are young men and women who have imbibed from the Hustler philosophy. And this is what is now currently being called the Hustler nation. The Hustler nation is soon going to defy tribe as a demography. That for the first time in this country, we are going to have people who are voting without having to consider that they are Luos or Kikuyus or Luyas or Pokomo or Pokot or Odigo for the first time. And this Hustler nation has been created by the system as it perpetually harasses Mama Mboga, as the Chinese invade every business space in this country. They will soon be selling bangi. As we allow the Chinese to import all manner of things in this country, turning Kenya into a dumping ground, killing all industries in this country, creating joblessness to a level hitherto unimagined. We are building the hustler nation. As we give children of this country useless education and release them into the market where there are no jobs, equipped with bad education, the hustler nation is blossoming and swelling. This hustler nation that we are careless about, the jobless graduates of this country, college graduates, without any education, without any hope, allowing the dumping to kill the textile industries, the leather industry, everything, no hope. As we continue to dim the hope of Kenyans, the hustler nation is growing, and they will vote without considering tribe. The one defining and uniting denominator is the pain and suffering this country is subjecting a majority of Kenyans to. And these are the people who will give BBI a problem. These are the people who will give the handshake team a nightmare come 2022. And from which corner somewhere, William Samoei Ruto is smiling. So free advice. And because I'm a consultant, I will not give you all the advice. I'll be chasing away my money. Free advice to BBI. In order to deflate the hustlers' Scud missiles, you need a patriot. You need patriots, as the Israelis were calling them, during the first Gulf War. You'll need somebody to penetrate the hustler nation. You need somebody to deflate the hustler wind blowing in Nairobi. One man stands out, Mike Mbuvi Sonko, who will be needed by the BBI people to ensure that the hustler nation in Nairobi, where it is in the majority, does not mess their BBI campaign, does not mess their 2022 campaign. If you doubt that Mike Mbuvi Sonko can deflate the hustler nation from William Samoei Ruto, all you need to do today before the 7th of November is to take him to campaign for Raila in Kibra. As it were today, Imran, the ODM candidate, is under siege. In fact, if I were to put my money, I may not put on him. All Raila might need to do is to talk quietly, kando, to Mike Mbuvi Sonko. Take him to Kibera and everything changes. It is because Sonko resonates with the people beyond the tribe, especially in the urban areas. So if you take him there, in Kibra, then you'll confirm what I'm saying. You'll confirm that by 10 o'clock, as Francis Atwoli says, Imran will be the MP for Kibra. That test can be pushed further. In Western Kenya, Western Province, Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi is not sure, or we actually, us who are not sure where he belongs. That leaves room for the idle hustler nation to make a choice. The hustler nation in Western Province, I come from there and I know, if Mudavadi does not give proper direction, we live in a country where the so-called tribal kingpins, Vigogo, give direction. If he does not give proper direction, if the handshake team does not bring him fully on board, the hustler nation within Western Province, the former Western Province, will blow towards William Samoei Ruto, thus dealing a mortal blow to BBI. You need people like Sonko in those kind of areas. In Lower Eastern, much as Kalonzo is in control of the Kombani votes, now for BBI and in 2022, much as is in control, don't forget the Ukambani governors, much as they pretend to support, much as they may actually want to support BBI, they will be happy to see Kalonzo Musyoka fail. An entry into Ukambani will be through the hustler nation. Again, you need Mike Mbuvi Sonko to augment the work of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, so that you have the Lower Eastern vote for BBI, support for BBI, completely under locks. The only place I'm afraid, and I will not tell them what to do about it because I'm a consultant, like I've said, is Central Kenya. If you want to know what I'm saying is true, it's serious matter. BBI, if you are listening, Raila Odinga, Uhuru Kenyatta, if you are listening, if your aides are listening, if your advisors are listening, Central Kenya, Mount Kenya region, that is the home of the hustler nation. That is where William Samoei Ruto rules supreme. To remove William Samoei Ruto from Central Province, especially among the hustler nation, and they're the majority in that area, is such a tall order. You might then have to do something extra. But for the other areas like Western, Nairobi, Lower Eastern Coast, you need Mike Mbuvi Sonko to ensure that that hustler nation does not go the Ruto way, does not become destructive wind to BBI. It's critical that you know that. But even after you have done that, there are still other challenges. The content of BBI, the content of the report, and any constitutional changes informed by BBI and the subsequent report will determine whether this thing will go through or not. Be careful about the third tier you want to introduce. You may think governors will be happy so long as you leave the 47 counties, as you introduce the 14 or so regions, but be very careful. Be careful with the structure of governance. The narrative that you are creating jobs for people is so entrenched that the moment you bring issues of prime minister, there will be a problem. So BBI is facing challenges. But I want to say this, in conclusion. First, in summary, BBI will need to isolate William Samoei Ruto and confine him to Rift Valley and perhaps Central Kenya in terms of the hustler nation. To do that successfully, they will need to elicit the services and support of Gideon Mbuvi Sonko in areas like Nairobi, Western Coast, and Lower Eastern. But after you have taken care of all those things, just when you are going to the tape, just when you are breaking the Olympic record, I want to remind you, all is not over. All is not over. It is still difficult. But I know there's only one thing that will ensure that BBI goes through. BBI will go through. Let me say this morning to the people of this country. If Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, His Excellency President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, if he makes it clear at some point, whether quietly, in some vernacular language, whether in open, whether in public, if he makes sure he's going for a powerful position together with Raila Odinga, if Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta makes it clear, especially to the people of the Mount Kenya region, that he's going to be a powerful prime minister, as Raila perhaps becomes some kind of president, or if he remains president after a constitutional amendment with Raila doing the prime minister, and that presidency is powerful so that he continues to occupy State House. If Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta makes it clear to his people and to the people of this country that he's going nowhere, then BBI, like I said from the start, now I have told you why. They only need Uhuru Kenyatta to say he's going for the prime minister position. Politicians eat their words all the time. Forget about what he has said before. He will only need to say that he will be around after 2022. And the whole thing is game shot.